Hi again, everybody. Welcome back to La Marie's Art Salon. That would be my cat's tail that you just saw in the picture. Oh, here she comes. This is Edamame. Yeah, say hi, Edamame. Say hello to everybody. She's an artist too. Yes. Anyway, so I've been MIA for a little bit. Sorry about that. I've been very diligently working on writing a memoir, which is going to include many of my paintings and artwork that I created over the years. So it's titled something special, and it's going to be something special. So be on the lookout for that. I'll let you know when it comes out. It's a long process. So, but today, anyway, as you see behind me, a bunch of my paintings. I'm in a new home and a new studio in a different part of town here in beautiful Granada, Nicaragua. And someone had asked me to do a video on studio organization, which I thank them for, because it kind of put a fire under me to get my act together here in my new home. So I'm going to take you on that tour today. Here in Granada, I'm not making pottery because in the States I was working with porcelain, which I really loved. However, here, porcelain is not available here, and the clay that is available, Edamame, really? The clay that is available is red, and it's very groggy, and you have to fire either with a wood kiln like the Nicaraguans here do, or build a raku kiln. And as yet, I haven't made space for that. I started working with red clay. When I began in pottery, I was experimenting with, all different kinds of techniques and clays and whatever. And I just really don't like red clay. I don't like the mess of it. And so I haven't pursued it here. When I travel, I visit ceramic studios so I can get my hands in some dirt. But here in Nicaragua, I'm primarily painting and making crafts, some crafty things, as you'll see in some of my other videos. So today I'm gonna tell you about my studio as it is today. And also, if you hang out until the end, this is a diagram. I'll put a big picture of it up. This is a diagram of my former pottery studio, so that if you're a potter and you're looking for inspiration or ideas about how to organize your studio, we'll talk about this. But I'm going to save that till the end, so stay with me, keep watching, and we'll go over this. But right now, let's look around my current studio. All right? Okay, so first I'm going to show you how I get into my lovely studio from my house. This is the inside door out to what would have been a garage, but it is now my art studio, and so here we go. It's not huge, as you can see. First of all, of course, a work table. This is where I'm going to do any kind of craft, etc. I'm going to get a few more chairs, and so that perhaps, I'm thinking like I might do a Fimo clay thing soon. And as you can see, the table has been well used and well loved, and there are some things that just won't wash off after a while. And that's okay, because it just shows I've been working. And so here in Granada, in Nicaragua, the walls, many of the walls are either adobe or concrete. And if they're concrete, well, even adobe too, it's very difficult to hang things on them. So that's why I had these wood panels put in. And even if you have, drywall, this might be something you might want to think about, so that you don't have, you don't put a million holes in your wall. You put them in this panel. So I had them put up out of necessity, because you can put nails in the walls here, but it's very difficult. You need somebody with a cement screwdriver. Like if you look at that right there, you see it's pretty hard there to get things in. Same thing over there. I had one put up on that side of the studio also. And this door goes to a bathroom. And as you'll see, this is my wall of fame here. This is my wall of validation. Different articles, different newspaper things that I've, you know, been written about over the years. And you'll also notice that I hung a lot of my show ribbons over there. I'm not doing these things anymore, so I need to bring my validation with me to Nicaragua. There's not much of an art scene here, so yeah, there's I'm not going to be doing I'm not going to be doing any shows or anything like that. So so there's that. So this right here, when I'm renting this house, and this right here, the house was full of horrible art like this. Like just bad. There we go. Yeah. Stuff I did not want to look at. So I took it down. I don't think the owners even care about it. I might just paint over it, gesso over it, and use it myself. But yeah, a lot of bad art. Anywho, I mean, maybe you like it though. I don't know. That's okay if you do. So anyway, yeah. So this door goes out into the rest of the house. This is a painting that I bought when I came to Nicaragua, maybe like the second time, and I had it made into a privacy screen. You need those here because of the metal portons or gates. People just like to look inside and see what you're doing. If you want any privacy, this is what you have to do. You see, because there's the street and people will just walk by. And what I also did was on the back of this, I did my own painting. The cat painting is from a Nicaraguan artist, and so I put my own painting on the opposite side. So you see I live on a kind of busy street. That's okay. I try to use up all the space I can. You see I have another canvas there waiting to have something created upon it. Over here in this corner, I'll do the ugly first, okay? So this is just a storage corner for miscellaneous items for my Cricut machine and you know, the Cricut mats. Down here in these boxes, trying to utilize any space I have. This is 2 boxes of pottery materials. I did bring some raku glazes down here, I think, and these are some hand tools and molds and everything. There's a chance I might be able to get some white clay, like, you know, up north in Nicaragua, but I brought them here not knowing what I was going to be doing. So anyway, and so yeah, here you see it's just kind of a catch-all place, another canvas, etc. These racks have been invaluable to me. I got them at someone's garage sale, and so as you can see, they're really great for storing things. So here up top, you see I have brushes and mediums. So obviously brushes, and then I have, you know, my turpentines, you know, alcohol. What is this? I think this is a 2-part epoxy. I kind of went by, you know, shape and space. That's sort of how I try to organize things. So like all of this doesn't, you know, come under the heading of mediums like armor etch or epoxy, but you know, they fit nicely in this space around here. Up top here, tools, etc., tape, you know, you same thing. Wherever things will fit, that's where they go in an organized way. Like I know where it is. And here in this drawer, I put drawing and sewing, which is kind of an odd combination, but I've since moved the sewing things because I got more of it, and so this drawer is drawing only. And you see I have the paper palettes. Everything that's flat goes here in front. The writing tools, drawing tools go in the back. Oils. So as you see, just all oil paints. I need more. Can never have enough. Seems like you never have enough art supplies, right? And this drawer is acrylics. Again, all acrylics. This one is silk screens and miscellaneous. I bought these. Oh wait, no, that's it. Those are the
those are the ceramic paints that I brought here. They are, yeah, Mako stains. And I think they're all stains. Yeah, because I thought even without a kiln, I might be able to use them here. And then, this is my Frida Kahlo hair. And then there I bought some paints, for glass paints, but they weren't very good. I ended up using acrylics to paint. And again, okay, so here's the silk screens. And over here, I have more than one place for clay and tools because I have a lot of stuff for clay, you know. So yeah, here's a bunch of clay things, a bunch of cutters, molds. These are some new cutters that I just bought to work with the Fimo clay. So lots of goodies in there. As you see, hammer hangs nicely here. Vinyl film. This is for the Cricut machine. And, you know, so again, there's vinyl films and clear film and fun stuff like that in there. And again, here's another sort of miscellaneous craft basket. Gold leaf, miscellaneous craft. So wood burner. I ended up somehow, when I moved in here, there was like a giant box of seed beads. So I have those to do something with later. So as you see, it's very miscellaneous. And this is also very miscellaneous. The pasta machine, which I do not recommend. The thing is garbage. I bought it on Amazon. But yeah, you know, just miscellaneous stuff. Okay, and as you see, get that closed. Ouch. So as you see, this space is underneath these stairs, so it's great to keep all this, have all this stuff and keep it out of the way. And Edamame agrees. She's very nosy, aren't you? You watching me? You watching me? Say hello to everybody on YouTube. She's very nosy and she likes to smack my head when I don't know she's up there and I'm getting things out like that. See, like that. You stop it. And okay, so and then in here, found some alcohol. Don't tell anybody. This is you know, just where I keep tissue and newspaper and stuff like that. You know, if I need it, I want to do some paper clay at some point. And let's see. So here, okay. Here I have my easel. Now this easel was handmade. A guy made it for me. I think it for like $75. And it's, you know, it's functional. It's not, you know, the big expensive one that I had back in the States. You can buy an easel here, but because they have to be imported, they're very expensive. And you know, so this is a pretty nice easel I had made for $75, and that painting there is one that I have to go back and work on some more. And this table here, the same man made for me. This is my painting table. It's a little wonky, but what do you want for $25, right? On the floor there, see my cute pair of Betsy Johnson sandals. Unfortunately, they are very painful to wear. So they're sitting here in the studio waiting for me to take all the fun doodads off of them. And must have a fan. And then here is this new rack that I just bought. And I like this because it's on wheels. And so right now I have Sculpey clay or Fimo clay stuff there, the sewing and embroidery stuff here. And on top, you see I have my brushes and a paper palette. And so, you know, I like that because this is on wheels. And so this top shelf will I will fill with whatever I'm doing at the time. If I'm painting, that stuff will stay there. If I'm doing Sculpey, I'm gonna switch them and have the things on top, and you know, I can just move it right over here towards the table. Yep. And have everything right there, ready to go. So yeah, so that's pretty much it with my studio. And for now, I'm gonna stop here, and I'm gonna ask you to like, share, and subscribe before I sit down again and we talk about Pottery Studio organization. Okay? All right. See you in a minute. Okay, guys, here goes. Since I don't have my Pottery Studio anymore, I did this little drawing for you to show you how I had things set up. My art studio, my ceramic studio was small. It was a 12-foot by 20-foot shed. And so I was pretty tight in there. It had double doors. Excuse me. And so what I did was, made my wheel the center of the world here. So at the wheel, very importantly, I had some wire shelving here, and it was 3 shelves deep, so that whenever I threw something on the wheel, I could just put it right there. And then this was my reclaim bucket also. Then I tried to keep everything that I needed on the wheel very close by, and that is where this little it was a kid's shoe rack, and it had little cubbies in it. So that's where I would keep all of my sponges. And so the cubby is where I kept all of my ribs, my sponges, my needle tools, my trim tools, so they were well within reach here. The other thing I forgot to draw here, this was a double door, so this door didn't open, and in front of it I had wear shelves there. This is the wedge table, and I put it there to be able to see out the window and look at the cats or whatever happened to be walking around in the driveway, which was always nice, or see the flowers blooming. And here I had an extruder hanging on the wall with shelves beneath it, so that I had something to catch the clay coming out of the extruder, and any other. I had some molds for handles and things like that I kept underneath here, because I would use those on the wedge table too. I would make a bunch of handles and everything, and then I could just put them there to stiffen up. Over here, it was a large storage cabinet. It's 2 doors. It's about 6 feet high or so, and had shelving inside. And that's where I kept some more slump molds, or molds that I had made, or whatever other kind of fancy pottery tools I thought I needed at the time. It's really amazing how many pottery tools I bought that I rarely used, and I'm gonna do another video on that. And here I had a mini slab roller, and this was a great little thing, especially when I started working with paper clay down the road. Also another window. This one had an air conditioner in it. Down here, so this is all clay area here. This is all working with clay. And also down here, this is another table that I used for hand building, screen printing, and doing things like that. Over here was another table, a mixing table. Above it, I had shelves with all of my chemicals on it, so they were easily within reach. This was a great table. This was something that I found at a yard sale. It was an IKEA table, and the top opened up in 2 places, and so it was a great spot where I could put a lot of flat items. Underneath, I created spaces where I could put more flat items, including my bats and the board that I used to screen print on. And also here, this kid's shoe cubby. I just want to say that, look around at yard sales and what you have in the house to use. When you're setting up a studio, you don't have to run out and buy all kinds of you know, fancy, pretty things, because if you're anything like me working in clay, they're going to get dirty anyway. And so down here, this, I drew these shelves, but they're kind of misleading because they were more like the whole length of the wall. And this is where I kept all my glazes and underglazes. Also, I wanted to say, like, when you're setting up your studio, also just think mostly about what you do the most. Sometimes I was doing a lot of throwing. I was throwing production for wholesale. And so, you know, I had to have everything real close by so I could just boop, 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 just be doing it. And then other times, you know, I was doing paper clay. And so, you know, I also had a big table that was on wheels, and you could, I forgot to draw that in here too, but I had a big table on wheels that had other items on it, and I could just move that over to the hand building table as needed. So I think, you know, if you're just doing one thing, you know, set up your studio accordingly. To, you know, have everything in your perimeter. If you're just a hand builder, you want to have all this stuff that you need, you know, all in your perimeter where you can minimize your steps and be the most productive. Like, again, when I was throwing production, everything that was happening in this area was very important, you know. So keeping everything close by. In a 12-foot by 20-foot shed, everything was pretty much close by. And also I had a air purifier, and I can't stress that enough, especially, you know, if you're trimming in your studio and things like that, you know, you got to take care of your lungs. So, yeah, I hope that helps. I don't know if I forgot anything else, but if you have any questions, please feel free to ask me questions in the comments, and I will be happy to oblige. And, you know, if there's any other videos that you'd like to see me make, let me know, okay? And please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.